Hey, Tony Carousel on New Haven Independent News Break for June 6th, 2023. So today, since this broadcast is sponsored by Pinckney Bend, um, the CEO of Pinckney Bend is right down there in the front on this, close to the stage down there in the red, Tara Stevens, and she is directing the play Big Fish. And I thought I would just pop this little picture in there um, just for fun. We had play practice tonight. Um, and let's get to the news. Today I dropped off papers, and in the paper this week is a story I did for essentially different results for the three churches that really are, in our community. So we have St. Paul's in Berger, and we have, of course, Assumption right here in town, and then Borgia, St. Francis Borgia in Washington. So, according to the St. Louis Archdiocese, um, there'll be a little bit of connecting, and especially in terms of reassigning priests, if everything happens that was originally basically outlined on the All Things New St. Louis Archdiocese program. Essentially, we will be getting a new pastor, which is Father Maasen, Father Jeffrey Maasen from Sacred Heart in Valley Park. And Father Deacon will become a senior associate pastor along with the former pastor from JPAN, who will also become a senior associate pastor. So you can check out this week's paper and see all the details, but I thought I would throw in a couple of pictures here. So I went and shot some pictures at St. Francis Borgia, and I also went to, of course, I shot pictures at Assumption, and then I also went to St. Paul's, and so and then on top of that, I thought I'd drop in and introduce myself to Father Maasen out at Sacred Heart, and so he was mildly surprised to find somebody that he asked me, "Oh, did you come all the way out here just for me?" And so I actually did. So anyway, here's a picture inside Borgia. If you haven't been inside Borgia for a while, or if you haven't been inside Borgia, here's what it looks like. Here's St. Paul's interior, and I went to the 6:30 Mass on a Saturday evening at St. Paul's, and they had roughly about 30 people that were in attendance for Mass. I got there kind of early, so this was there was only just a couple people in the church at that point. I was probably there a half hour early. But anyway, I had not been inside St. Paul's before, and what a beautiful church. So there's St. Paul's. And then also I flew the drone. And you can see that once upon a time, I think I had this in yesterday's broadcast too, but once upon a time, Berger supported three churches. And you can see St. Paul's in the bottom right corner here. And then also, I did a little graphic for the article in the paper, essentially showing the front facades of Assumption in New Haven on the far left, and then Borgia in the center, and then St. Paul's over on the far right. So I basically made some comparisons in terms of how these churches are over 100 years old, and certainly the parishes are in the 150 plus year old as far as the actual parishes being founded and in our communities for, in some cases, over 150 years. So pretty impressive. Um, then also, I dropped in, like I mentioned, to Sacred Heart. This is a Sacred Heart in Valley Park, and their church is a little more modern and very nice. And this was a 5:30 mass. I didn't shoot the whole like congregation, but there must have been somewhere between 200 and 300 people at Sacred Heart on a 5:30 mass in on Sunday. So who knows? They probably packed the house, through the rest of the other masses. But 5:30 on a Sunday I was really surprised at how many people showed up. There was somewhere between 200 and 300 people. And then here's what Father Maasen looks like. This is Father Jeffrey Maasen, who will become the new pastor for Borgia and for Assumption. And assuming that that St. Paul's is basically what they called subsumed into Assumption Parish. I know everybody that attends St. Paul's is really wanting to try and keep the church open if at all possible. But anyway, this Father Maasen here, Father Maasen is planned to be the new pastor for Assumption and for also St. Francis Borgia. And I did an interview with him, but I also told him that I would go over with him. I would not print a story unless I had shown him everything in terms of the interview that that I had planned, in terms of writing the story. So anyway, I'll probably visit with him again and get a little bit more information. But he was a very, very nice guy. I was very impressed. Had a very good sermon. Very cordial to everybody. Everybody that was coming out, he was meeting and greeting everybody at the end of Mass. So anyway, I will have a more in-depth interview with Father Maasen in the next couple of weeks. So look forward to that in the paper. So anyway, with that, I would like to thank the folks at Pinckney Bend. So thanks Tara and Keith and Ralph and Tom and Jerry. Thanks for supporting us and allowing us to bring you the news in social media and also in print. So with that, this is Tony Carasella signing off. New Haven Independent Newsbreak, and thanks for watching.